Those who know him best say James Perkins has always been a leader. As a young man, Perkins was among the first to integrate Selma High School. There, he did more than attend classes. Dr. F.D. Reese, a hero of Selma's voting rights movement, has worked closely with Perkins as a fellow community leader.
He's always exerted leadership. In fact, even in high school, he served as an officer of his class.
James Perkins spent his childhood and young adult years as an activist. That laid the foundation for things to come.
By age 12 was a protest child. We were a part of the movement. We were a part of the group of kids that actually desegregated the lunch counters and the doctor's offices.
Perk Jr. had a history teacher who could not correctly say Negro. He sat outside the door of his history classroom for one semester, wouldn't go to class. He was making A's and B's in math, chemistry, physics, got an F in history. He rebelled. That reflected a part of his personality to challenge the system.
Protesting in the civil rights movement, integrating a high school, and leading student council was just a start. Perkins continued his education at Alabama A&M in Huntsville, Alabama, and returned to Selma with his wife Cynthia in 1980.
In 1984, Dr. F.D. Reese asked me to serve as his campaign manager. The election was not successful. I received the message that I would never ever work again in Selma. I felt as though I was being run out of my own hometown. In 1991, when we returned to Selma, we came back to Selma. The first phone call I made was to the man who sent me the message, saying that I would never work in Selma again. That man was the Honorable Joe T. Smitherman, the mayor of the city. And the phone call I made to him was one to let him know that I intend to challenge him for his office. I intended to be mayor of the city of Selma.
To defeat Joe T. Smitherman, the man who'd held office since 1964, James Perkins had to have more than a little grit. With rumors of voter fraud swirling against Smitherman's administration and 2 failed bids for election behind him, Perkins ran for mayor again in 2000.
He came back to Selma after having worked around the country, making real good money. He said, "Dad, I want to work with people instead of things." I said, "Boy," he said, "I want to run for mayor of Selma." I said, "Boy, you crazy?" So he finally ran one time and he lost. 2 times he finally won mayorship of Selma. And the rest of it is history.
The quality that I most admire about him, persistence.
I oftentimes remind myself that I'm not the smartest person in the room, but rarely can you find someone who will outwork me.
This persistence and courage led Perkins into office, guided him as mayor, and followed him out of office, where he continues to stand on the principles he holds dear: equality, freedom, and hope.